Greetings, dear watchers out there in the wild and dark world. I am your bodiless voice from the void, Tom Moore, or as my name tag indicates, Tobias with my true name. I am a storyteller from Germany, so please be kind to me mispronouncing some of the various words that will come up during this game and slightly murdering the English language. I will tonight, for me at least, tell you a story about the deathless mummies returning from a sort of slumber to wreak vengeance on perpetrators and other evildoers. But I am not alone. I am in esteemed company and very happy to introduce you to my lovely players. And we're going to start on the top left corner with Edwin. Please introduce yourself and the character you're playing tonight.
Hi, I'm Edwin Wessels. I will be playing Nikolai Coltrane, a bloodbather who enjoys playing the violin.
Thank you very much. Top right corner, the wonderful Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Godwin. I'm playing Camilla, and she's a mastermind constructor, and she's kind of a perfectionist architect, so this should be interesting.
Thank you. Left bottom corner, the Will.
Good day, I'm the Will. I'm a perfectly normal human. Anyways, I am playing Shortep, one of your wonderful mummies, and in character, I don't remember what I was doing a couple of days ago, so
we might not even find out what you did a couple of days ago. That's one of the things of the game.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much. And bottom right corner, the incredible Michael.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Mike Andriuk, and tonight I'm going to be playing as Chu Hua, aka Christina, and she is one of the immortals, a body thief, in fact, who serves in the cult of these mummies.
Well, thank you. I'm extremely excited right now to start this game. We will go rule slide on it. Maybe we get something wrong. Maybe we will change a little bit. Don't worry. It will be an amazing story, I'm sure. So let's not anger the judges and start from an outside perspective. Don't be afraid, my sweetheart. They will come for you. Don't worry. In the meantime, you can join me. Take in the view of the city. Gentle winds caress the skyscraping pillars. Dark monolith imbued by sacred writings in form of lit windows. After centuries of meticulous planning and the sweat and tears of thousands and thousands of toiling workers, they finally align perfectly with the stars they are pointing to. Just like the caravans of my birth time, lines of red and white light creep between the skyscrapers. In every single car there's at least one person with all their dreams and experiences and their pain, their willingness to sacrifice and hurt and love. They build a never-ending stream of Sekhem, of life lived. All of them yearn for more, as do the gods we serve. Residing in the Duat, the judges keep a close eye on the mortals, enforcing ancient laws upon those who strive too far, who kill, plunder, lie in their own name. And there's only one judgment for mortal perpetrators: death. There's no mercy to be found in the eyes of the judges, for they hunger for Sekhem. The executioners are death and timeless. Bereft of their life in the times of the true city of pillars, Irem of the nameless empire over 6,000 years ago. They were master artisans, builders, leaders, merchants, and more. In the moment of their highest honors, they were transformed by their sorcerer masters. I could tell you their name, but I'm sure you will forget about them soon. They transformed them into something that resides outside of time and ripped them fully of their Sekhem. Now these executioners exist in all times at once, and whenever there is need, the will of the godly judges to be fulfilled, they are awoken anew, remembering nothing about themselves and filled with Sekhem to a degree that their whisper may crush mountains, though their power wanes fast, and even faster the more they remember about themselves and the times they have already been awoken. They're glorious warriors of ancient times, deathless mummies. But when they finally have a rough idea of who they really are, the flame of their power happens to flicker and die, sending them back to the realm of death and punishment. Existing by the grace of the judges is to never live and never die. Fine dust particles assemble on the deathless tombs like sand in the desert called earth. We are living in an oasis whilst the dunes of old still roll over the land. And with us, there are safeguards of the deathless, religious mortals, and those who found ways to cheat death, following the decrees of the judges and tending to the dried up bodies of their masters. They still carry out missions, further the goals and operations of the judges, and they gather relic, like the ones that are with us right now, that accompanied you on your journey to me. Tiny masterpieces enhanced by manifested life. I would offer for you to touch them, but both of us know that you might spoil things if you felt the power in them. As you know, a lot of these things because you are part of such a cult. You know of the hunger of the judges for the vessels. It feels good to finally share my thoughts and feelings. I am grateful that you are here with me. It could have been somebody else, but here you are, and I see why they love you. Look up to the stars. See the void between the constellations. I have waited for this to happen for centuries. Finally. It is the early hours of the night. Darkness has fallen in this city filled with skyscrapers and a clouded sky. It was a way you had to fight through to get here after you received the call. There was urgency, some sort maybe of desperation, confusion, panic in the voice of your brother calling you to the sacred temple. Now, you're walking through the scattered main gate into your headquarters. Broken pieces of the door, the crushed frame are all over the floor. There's blood on the pillars to your sides from the guards who've been slaughtered in surprise. You can see that the elevator is definitely out of service right now. And there are only the stairs leading down into the depth, down to the tomb where your two masters are residing. Hopefully, you aren't too late, because what you also gathered after the words "there was an attack" is that they are awakening. You need to be there. Otherwise, whoever resides within the boundaries of the temple might be killed in their wrath if you're not there to calm them. So, Nikolai and Christina, you're entering the inner sanctum of your temple. What are your thoughts?
Well, Nikolai, oh, go ahead.
We haven't really talked about our characters that much. Christine is a lover, not a fighter. Is Nikolai a bit of a muscle, or?
Nikolai is the muscle.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. Christina will stand behind Nikolai and simply say, Nikolai, these are your security guards. They're dead.
They are just a mere obstacle for our righteous path. I could use their corpses for something more specific as well, should I need it, but now is not the time. and he'll wipe away some blood that's on his cheek and lick his finger clean before putting 2 pairs of knives away and picking up a violin cover. Shall we?
You lead the way.
And Nikolai will make his way down, and he'll be kind of wondering why the summon all of a sudden and the guards are there, but he'll not speak it out loud for the time being, as he'll lead Christina downstairs.
You rush down the flight of stairs, or the staircase, and there are some heavy doors. You've built them on demand of your architect master, who knows a lot about how to fortify a building. And the hand-thick metal sheets that were the door wings are crushed so hard that it looks like it was water for a moment, just built and reformed. The body you're passing next indicates that the guard who was posted here just tried to get to the doors and then was immediately slaughtered. You're entering an area which is enhanced with the life web of the tomb, a mystical web of energies that Camilla tended very, very lovingly over centuries to make it a sacred place and a place with a lot of defenses. One of these defenses got one of the attackers. There might be time for that later, but now there is the gold-covered door that will lead you to the sarcophagi where the mummies are resting. These doors have been opened, but with much less violence. As you enter the mystical web, you can feel it. You're kind of attuned to it. You can feel that there's something missing from the web. But main concern are the sarcophagi. You enter the room. You may imagine it as beautifully decorated as you want to. You can imagine as many golden objects, iridescent lights wandering over the walls as you could ever wish for. It's all here. But it is a mere distraction to the sound that comes from the stone lid, which slowly is being pushed away from
Sarcophagus?
yeah, the container, some other word. How are you preparing for their return?
Nikolai will put the violin case down. He'll be on his guard, but he'll still move down to one knee, eyes looking towards the sarcophagi, ready to jump into action should the case needed be, but hopefully not. So hands close to the knives just in case.
Christina, meanwhile, is extremely confused. didn't someone run in here and just murder all these security guards, all of our cultists? Where's the murderers? The mummies are arising, but are they in danger? So she's going to be on the lookout. Maybe using some alertness is not a skill in this game, but just searching around to see if there's any kind of danger about for the ones that are about to arise.
This is a brilliant idea. You could either go with wits plus composure or wits plus investigation.
Okay, let's check out this little character sheet right here. Yeah, I'm pretty good at investigation, actually. So Christine's going to do that and see if there's anything else amiss other than the obvious bloody bodies. And 3 successes.
Wonderful. You notice first that there are 3 items missing from the treasury. One of them is a bowl made from stones, a crude instrument worked upon with the sigils from Mesopotamian times. Nikolai brought this one here. He acquired it and went very far out of his way to get it. The second one was a vial with some fluids in it. Your high priest assumed it could have been ink from the nameless empire itself, 6,000 years old. And the third one is a small piece that you acquired on behalf of both your mummies. You think that Shorotep made this piece himself, crafted it a very long time ago, and gave some piece of their own life to make it a relic worth of stories. Small figurine. Aside of this, everything else seems strangely undisturbed. You would say nobody even tried to open the sarcophagi, even though they managed to get so deep in here.
Grave robbers, Nikolai. You should have hired better guards. Now they're going to arise and they'll blame us. How are you going to fix this?
I shall deal with the interlopers. We'll track them down and pass judgment.
Nikolai, I don't mean the interlopers. I mean them, the deathless.
Yeah, that might be a bit troublesome. We might need your skills to ease them and appease them for the time being. And hopefully they won't flatten the city.
Oh, I'll see what I can do, Nikolai. But once again, this is going to cost you.
Everything comes with a price.
Speaking of the returning, let's have a very brief glimpse into what they are experiencing, since our human minds might not be able to envision all its terrible glory. We are in the Onyx city, the last of 7 trials a mummy has to go through as they enter Duat, the place of their eternal torment. Every mummy, every deathless, returns here time and time again to be tested to the core of their soul by visions, by promises, and by choices they have to make and endure the consequences. How many times do they need to watch their loved ones to die? How many times do they need to be prey to vultures who pick apart their physical and metaphysical flesh, their organs? How often do they have to decide they need to bring judgment to those who they hold dear? They are timeless. There is no number to be put upon these trials. It's just ever. Until they cross Duat, the vast desert of trials, to the Onyx city, where the judges reside, where they face their master. And they will stand before this Babylonian, incredible, unimaginable thing that speaks in thunders and snakes, whose words are pestilence and poison, as their eyes pierce through the last of your defenses. You are judged again and again and again. There's hope that they will deem you worthy to venture on into peace and the afterlife. But there's only one sentence to be spoken. You are unworthy and doomed to return to service. The God of the dead gently, smaller than expected, offers you a drink. And it's not like you can deny the gods, so you take it. And you forget. Forget what happened. Forget what you did. Forget what you saw. Forget what you heard on, and forget what you have felt time after time after time. Everything is gone, and you're still unworthy. You know nothing but rage as you wake up. What do you do as you wake up?
Where do I wake up?
Oh, it's the mummies that are waking up. You are in front of the sarcophagi right now.
Yeah, so nothing but rage right now.
I'm sorry, there's nothing but rage.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, I'll just once the lid is, just a little bit off, push that over, fire in the eyes, sit up, look around for something to kill. See two things that could be killed. Get up. Wordlessly. Maybe curse a bit, actually. Yeah, start cursing randomly. 'Cause we are pissed. And I'm walking towards you two with murderous intent in my eyes.
Okay, it's time to be brave. Christina takes a step forward and starts speaking in the Iremic language. Soothing words.
Okay, it's just one of those. Your boldness is unexpected. I expected fleaness. So I'm like, confusion. What? Anger. No, kill. Wait. Boldness. What am I looking at?
I start speaking of what I've never actually seen Irem, but start speaking of the glorious pillars of that city, the obelisks, and those memories that may be deep down locked inside.
Complete confusion on my face. Just what? What? Who are you? Wait, I think I should know that. Wait, hold on.
We are but your humble servants, great one, of your flawless organization. I am Christina. This is Nikolai.
Servants?
We only serve.
There's
serve.
only two.
There are, Camilla, you've awakened as well.
Where are the others?
Not all of the cult is here, but those that were to defend you have all been slaughtered.
Well, who killed them? Can I kill them? Where are they?
We do not know. We have only rushed over here to support you and to find that your palace, this grand palace of your architecture, has been looted, grave robbed.
I don't like that at all.
No,
You don't know where they are? We gonna have to hunt? Are we hunting? Is that what's happening?
I believe we may hunt. That may be the case. I know Nikolai has some skill in these things, but you have only just awakened, and I'm sure you have many questions.
Yes, that's a good idea. Knowledge.
First off, great ones. Do you remember your names?
Sorotep.
That is correct.
Yes. Wait, why was that a question?
Sometimes you don't remember. We've been through this a few times before. Nikolai, this isn't our first rodeo, Nikolai and I. And it's not your first time either.
It's a rodeo.
Oh, it's something made up by those Americans. Don't worry
It's in
about
America.
Or
Okay.
Americans.
You always have a lot of questions. I'll try to make things very simple and use the Iremic language. But I must tell you, it's always good to pull off the Band-Aid about this. Irem is no more.
What?
It is no more. Thousands of years, tens of thousands of seasons have passed, and it is now but dust. However, you great ones have continued on deathlessly into the present.
Everything is dust? Okay. Okay.
Oh, only Irem. Other things are not dust. For example, your great architectural feat here still stands.
I've never seen this place before in my life.
Yes, but you created it in the past. The memories will return, I assure you, and it may be a struggle, but we will all work through this together. However, we have very immediate issues. Someone found these relics that you created one of, that Nikolai here found, and they've been taken. And I'm sure that these relics are important to you, for they may contain the life force of Sekhem.
Yes. Yes. We must get those back immediately. Now.
Well,
Who stole them?
We do not know. Perhaps you or Camilla can use your great powers and great wisdom to locate these relics, or perhaps Nikolai, maybe you can start some sort of investigation into what may have happened.
If the great ones allow me, I can start making the first steps in regards of the investigation.
Do that.
Yes.
Nikolai will slowly get up. There was one still laying inside the inner sanctum, correct?
Yes.
He'll make his way over to that one, and he'll use Awaken the Dead.
Oh, nice. As you go over there, our mummies have been given some information, and maybe with the names of your servants in whom you have invested some of your powers. A few memories start to come back, and this means that your power is at risk. You are now at your zenith. You are at the peak of your power. Your Sekhem is at 10. Remembering things from your past means that you might get weaker. And so I need you to roll your current Sekhem in dice, which is 10. And if you only roll one success, which happens on an 8 to 10, you will lose 1 point of Sekhem, but gain a point of memory.
Okay. Gotta love these odds. Oh, it's 5 successes, so.
So I have 2 successes, so I have 2 9s.
So you already feel the beginning of your loss of power. Something is streaming out of you, which is a familiar feeling at the beginning of a new descent, as you become aware that your lifetime is borrowed. And there are only so few ways to contain or regain Sekhem for you. You are here on command of your judge, at least.
All right. God, I hate that feeling.
So, how's Camilla reacting to all of this?
So she has pulled herself up from her sarcophagus. She's shaking with rage. She isn't reacting as violently as her partner, but she draws herself up. She takes the measure of the room, her servants, and she runs her hand against the wall to feel the coolness beneath her fingers. I wanted to try, let's see, using Palace Knows It's Pharaoh
Mhm.
to figure out, because they said that the cult was slaughtered. So she wants to see who else is here in this building. So she wants to send her senses out to see who is intruding on their space, if they're still here.
Sure. Yes. And I think we're gonna go with Pharaoh knows his palace first, and then we're gonna speak to the dead. Okay. So both of you are attempting to use an utterance. These are this one would maybe you could call it the spells, the powers that you have at your hand. And they come in 3 stages or tiers. You can decide to cast an utterance on tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, which will change the effect. At least that's the option for the mummy. The mortal has only, or the immortal has only the option to cast it on tier 1. To do this, you have to invest a point of pillar. If you cast it on tier 1, it can be of any of your 5 pillars a point. If you cast it on the second tier, it is one of any pillars, and the second has to come from a corresponding pillar, which is mentioned in the description in the beginning of the utterance. And the third one, I think, just needs another pillar. So, on what level are you going to cast Pharaoh Knows His Palace?
I'm gonna do it on tier 1 because I don't want to expend all of my power just yet. Need to figure out what is going on before I start moving walls.
Mm-hmm. What would Christina see? How would it look like as you invoke this ancient power?
She's touching the wall and she's kind of dancing, swaying softly, mouthlessly saying something, but not loud enough for anyone to hear, to figure out what is going on. Who else is in this place with us? Are they dangerous? How can we, how many are there? Where are they?
Yes. You connect to the life web of your tomb. It is a welcoming, familiar feeling. You arranged all of this so meticulously. Such a fine craftsmanship. And it is like the whole place just opens up for you and all your senses. You feel the people around you right now, Nikolai, who is going over to the dead body. From there, you stretch out across the stairs. You find the other bodies. You find the panicked cultists, your followers, trying to hide, maybe from you, maybe from another attack. Your spirit ventures out through the building further and further, and you're looking and you're looking. There's nobody here who shouldn't be here. They are gone. And then something that's inducing the next role for your Sekhem and your memories is you're feeling that somebody else is missing. Someone you have placed within this temple, somebody you swore to protect, like you swore to protect Christina. The person 1 or 2 descents ago you have decided to rest your mind on, your touchstone, Lillian, isn't here anymore. They have been taken. And that's the moment you have to do another descent roll. With 9 dice this time.
Okay, that got messed up. It's one of those rolls you don't want successes. My goodness.
It's the only roll you don't want successes on.
Yeah. Shit. I got 4.
Dice are gonna roll good on these rolls, I get the feeling, and then we're gonna roll 1s and 2s the rest.
Oh yeah. Because I don't want successes on these. Oh man. So yeah, I just I just got 4 successes.
Well, this is another point of Sekhem going away. You're losing power so fast. You need to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. At least your tomb and the temple are safe. Are you sharing your information?
Yes. There's no one here that's not supposed to be here. But where's Lillian?
Yes, Lillian should have heard the call, correct, Nikolai? Just as we heard it, don't you think?
Nikolai will look over his shoulder as he is at the corpse. She should have been here. I have no idea where she is. However, this husk might be able to tell us. And he'll reach forward, raises the head of the corpse and presses lips on the corpse's lips. Breathe inside slowly a bit of his own powers to awaken the soul of the slain person before pulling away, and utter, "Awaken and hear my call." And he will wait until the soul returns.
The life web of the place reacts. It's like, once again, the ripple, a stone calls for as it plunges into water. Both mummies can feel it, how another ancient power is unleashed. For the sake of our viewers, what does this power do?
So Awaken the Dead will allow me to infuse the vessel with a flicker of Irm's undying light. I will animate its corpse decaying mind and the fragmented memories held within for the remainder of the scene. I may ask as many questions as I wish on one subject of their choice, receiving the information as moments of the deceased creature's memory. The corpse can only give information it knew while alive.
Wonderful. A bluish light flickers from the eyes of the dead person. Breath from, like wind of the desert, emanates from their mouth and throat. And a hoarse voice is to be heard. Why are you calling?
So Nikolai has two things on his mind in regards of the question. One is Lillian, and the other one is who made the attacks. How is Camilla's distress about the fact that Lillian is missing?
She's pretty, she is very concerned, besides being really angry that her masterwork has been stained with the blood of her guards and her followers who have been proven to be unworthy.
Okay. Nicola literally will watch Camilla for a moment just to gauge her reaction before turning back to the corpse. You desecrated this inner sanctum. Tell us why you took one of our own, the one called Lillian.
We were ordered to take her and bring her.
Who ordered you to take her?
A man hearing to the name, answering to the name of Frederick Gorge.
And your orders to kidnap her, where were you told to bring her to?
His residence.
Does that residence where you had to drop her off have an address?
The dead says yes, and then spills the address to you.
How many of you were sent to kidnap her?
We have been 5.
Looking back, how many corpses have we found when we entered and killed ourselves?
You found this one being part of the attackers. The other 4 seem to have to survive.
So that means the ones up stairs at the entrance, they were not part of the abduction squad then.
Yes, these were your guards.
Ah, okay. Can you tell me the names of your companions that were sent to kidnap her?
No, I can't.
Do you know what Frederick wants with Lillian?
No, I have no idea. It comes as a surprise to me.
Nikolai will regard the corpse for a moment. You have served your purpose. And he'll snap the neck once more to ensure it's fully dead now. And
Sand,
he'll drop the corpse to the floor.
yeah. And as it falls, sand particles fall to the floor as well. Frederick Gorge. That's a person you have on your radar. 1 or 2 years ago, you investigated this person as followers of your judge, Neheb Ka. It is your duty to punish those who act selfishly, only interested in their own good and taking away from others. Egotism, narcissism must be punished. He was a person of interest, but it was very hard to get close to him, even for Christina.
Nikolai will make his way to where the Camilla and Shoratep are. He'll relay the information, including the address, the amount of attackers, but not clear what they want from Lillian. And he'll also relate that Frederick has been on the radar of both Christina and Nikolai. And once more, he'll wait and watch both Camilla and Sorotep's reaction.
I see. We have his location. Then, if we have our witness, we have a location. Let's take care of this.
Your wishes are command.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to do here? Because we can get.
Let me quickly check on the other cult followers to make sure that none are harmed and that those still present are indeed our local followers.
All right.
Nikolai will grab his violin case and he'll make his way to where the others are hiding at the moment.
Brilliant. The rest of you is staying in the sanctum, or are you also going upstairs?
So we should probably go upstairs.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll go grab some modern clothing for Shorotep and Camilla.
Right now, both of them are very visibly dead for a very long time. You know, this effect will drain as they lose Sakam, but right now they're just horrifying to see. Most mortals would have an instant panic attack seeing them.
Yeah, I'll get those Guy Fawkes masks we have as well in the closet.
gets handed mask. What is this?
It's a modern artifact. You can just wear it over your face.
I know what a mask is, but what is it? Why do we have these?
Well, they represent now a group of people that want to remain anonymous, just as you do.
The
You want to do your works in secret, don't you? You want to remain anonymous.
Yes. It's weird that civilization has determined that that's an acceptable thing, but okay.
I don't understand what any of these young generations accept or do, but we must go with the times.
Yeah. Puts
If
on-
you want, I think they sell some that are like neon green, if that's more to your liking, my liege.
No, this is fine. Puts on mask.
Camilla regards it and slips it on without much more comment.
Weird times.
I mean, I'll fill you in a little bit. Some crazy things have happened. Have you ever heard of Twitter?
What?
End scene.
Perfect. It is indeed. Yes. As it turns out, well, those who have been here in the initial attack are beyond any help. They are killed. And you notice only one of them has been killed with bullets. Two other seem to have been electrocuted. There are burn marks on them in the clothings, and well, yeah, this doesn't look like it would have been a very potent taser. Let's say this. The third one just looks as if he had been in a blender.
Wait, in a blender? Like he's just mush shredded?
Yes.
Nikolai, what would do that?
Does Nikolai have the feeling this was done by knives/swords or something like that?
You're pretty sure that this wasn't a knife or any sort of edged weapon?
I read an article years and years ago about a wood chipper murder, but this, no one brought a wood chipper in here. No one brought a lawnmower in here. Nikolai, we're dealing with something, and this is your area of expertise.
I'm gonna have fun with the one who did this.
Yes. Otherwise, somebody else will have to have fun with it. Seems kind of dangerous, whatever this was.
Even though these were the cultists, Nikolai kind of has a wry smile on his lips as he goes through the corpses, as if he's looking forward to what's gonna come next once he finds these attackers.
Yeah. Especially since they took this bowl, this very special bowl. You heavy-heartedly left within the tomb because you're pretty sure if you could keep your hands on this, this would make the time frame you need between your special bathing experiences much longer. That's why you hunted it down. And somebody else took it. Well, there's some things at stake right now. The young upstart cultist, many, especially the two mummies, had high hopes for the new adopted kid in the house is gone. Several very valuable relics gone. But luckily, you have an address. How do you get there?
Quick question before I continue.
Yes.
Seeing as I have a certain touchstone, what's the touchstone within these that have been killed?
No, but Lillian is gone.
Yeah, how things are starting to make sense. Oh. Christina, did you arrive by car perchance?
No, I took the I took the bus over. But you know, we have the Cadillac, you know, with the blackened windows, you know, for shady cult uses. So we could definitely use that if we need to drive around.
I think that might be a wise choice.
Yeah.
I don't think our two masters would appreciate an Uber ride.
Yeah, but it's so much more cost effective. You know, you don't have to worry about insurance. Anyway, yeah. Here's the keys, and she tosses them to Nikolai.
You will be riding cattle.
Yes. So I can explain this off screen.
Okay.
Well, I guess describe the caddy before she just decides to just summon her chariot anyway.
You go through the whole process of explaining what a car is, and then now we'll ride the chariot.
Which is this guy? Which
Horses
is
are
an
more
armored
reliable.
SUV.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Oh, we already have that. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean that might make more sense. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll take the armored SUV.
Yeah, so she's gonna summon her chariot of judgment.
Does it come with a specialized driver as well? Or
I
is-
can delegate whoever I wish to drive it. It is my chosen steed, so it will operate through my will unless I delegate someone to drive it.
Okay. I mean, Nikolai would be able to drive, but he's not that skilled with driving. So if Camilla wants to drive, that might be the better choice.
I mean,
You know, I can drive automatic. It's cool. Let's all hop in.
all right.
Okay,
Everybody
so we'll summon the chariot of judgment.
You get in front of the building you've transformed into your temple. And you summon in your full power, or at least close to full power, your chariot. You can hear the roaring wind coming around the block, and there is a dark cloud made of sand, and as the stormy breeze and the sand dissipate, it stands before you. A giant, heavily armored SUV, waiting for your command, ready to bring you to battle and bring doom to your enemies. Board your vessel.
All right, let's get in.
Nikolai will take shotgun next to Christina, and we'll leave the two mummies in the back.
Yeah, we're the chauffeurs. All right, hop in. Hopefully there's some drinks in back for you. Maybe they'll get some color back in your cheeks or something, and we'll take a little drive here.
The little drive is starting very abrupt as Camilla still steers the vehicle for a few seconds. And, well, she unleashes it upon the streets of your city. There's nothing to be standing in its path. Soon you have the opportunity to take over. Is there anything any of you are talking about on your drive?
How did this happen? Why was our security so pathetic?
That's Nikolai.
Nikolai, how did this happen? Why was our security so pathetic?
It seems that those making the attacks were well prepared, and they knew the secrets of our inner sanctum and how to penetrate it. This is the first time anyone has even getting close to doing such. The name that we have been investigating him before. Might have been that due to that we've attracted his attention. That I am not sure of. And that he started a counter-surveillance without us even being aware of such, which means he might have someone powerful backing him. The men that were slaughtered, I've personally trained them.
All right, all right, all right.
The way that they were killed with, there was holes, but some looked like they'd been smashed.
Yes, so this current era that you're in now, weapons have been advanced. What once were like arrows and the likes, they've evolved into more powerful weapons. It's hard to explain to you what they exactly do, but they will penetrate skin and armor and such, and the weapons used to take out the security guards. One was killed by guns, as we call them in this time of era. And Nikolai will actually pull out a pistol and he'll show it to Camilla and Shorotep. These are the type of weapons that we can use, that people use. I don't know how resistant the both of you are to those weapons, so please be wary.
Understood. Looks at the hunk of metal and is like, doesn't comprehend at all how that thing does any damage to anybody.
This also burns and chars flesh like the other.
There might certain bullets that do so. But the one that seemingly got burned, that seemed to have been electricity. An electrical weapon. As said, since your last waking up, the humans have advanced their knowledge.
Like Deirdre's light? What?
You could call it like that, but then all bundled in small items. For example, and he'll point outside towards the streetlights, those are being powered by electricity as well. I'll point at some cars. Those vehicles are powered by electricity as well. Electricity is around all of us these days.
And it can do that kind of damage.
If used in that type of way, yes.
And people just live with this stuff all around them.
It will power their devices. It will
Seems
turn.
like a very big hazard.
It can be. It can cause fires if there is a malfunction.
Interesting.
It is this moment that your conversation is interrupted. It is a voice made of fire burning through your minds, Shorotep and Camilla. Bring them back! Is your judge commanding you to do? They have been stolen from us! Bring them back!
Yeah, got it, boss. I hate it when he does that.
And words become purpose.
Yeah. I hate it when he does that.
We need to hurry.
Yeah. He's
And with-
pissed. Good.
And with these words, Christina brings the chariot of punishment close to your destination. The premise is on a small hill. From here, you have a beautiful view over the city, the skyline, and now with the clouds gone, a deep, dark, blackish blue sky with stars sprinkled above them. There is some satisfaction found from this view in a geometric way. The skyline aligns so perfectly with the stars. It has been a very large and long project to bring the river in the form it is now, fleeting through the city, crossing the right places, bridges just in the right spaces. Everything is carefully constructed by you and your kind. Camilla did a lot of work in this field as well, influencing construction projects. By turning around, you see a manor of a very modern style, hedges around it, a fence, probably security guards, an area of Shorotep's expertise, infiltration. You have arrived at the scene.
All right. Let's start with some light scouting, eh? Going to use Rite of the Sacred Scarab. you don't mind, at tier 2.
Sure.
And
would-
vomit up a scarab. And send the little guy flying around effectively like a drone. Since I have the appropriate Ren attribute, I am always aware of its surroundings. So send the little guy flying around, get a good understanding of guard positions and whatnot.
You spew out the beetle, and it takes flight, crisscrossing over the area and feeding your information. The building is 3 stories high, with a very large balcony on the top floor. Beautiful infinity pool at the edges of this. A lot of pure window made walls, like the whole sections just made from glass with curtains to get some privacy. But right now you can see in a few of the rooms, even the bedroom on the top floor. There are only 3 guards on the premise. 1 in the front, 1 in the back, 1 on the roof. That's all.
This guy's arrogant. It's only 3 guards. Interesting. One on the roof, 1 in the front.
How sorry.
Good.
How do you want to do this? Do you want us to roll in with a show of force? This feels too much like a trap.
Yeah, it does. I don't like this at all. Yeah, it does. I don't like this. All right. Let's see. Can my scarab try to get inside? There's a balcony. It's likely open. See if I can't find the hostage first. Then we get in, take control of take control of the building with Camilla's power. Then it's just a matter of getting her to making the path to her touchstone. And the target. Sound like a
So-
plan? Go
Yes.
ahead.
The mummies align. Sorry.
Oh no. I was just agreeing. We can locate and then I will rip anything in my way.
Good. First action. What are you doing?
Probably kill the guard on the floor, on the at the front. Start with him. Get inside. That's the most important thing. I only noted 3 guards.
Is there a way, seeing as that might something be more for Christine or myself, that we can see what kind of other security but 2 guards is there? Seeing as most likely Sorotep and Camilla have no idea about
Cameras.
modern age security and stuff like that.
Sure. Let's go with the fun dice roll of how you attempt to learn more about the security infrastructure.
So seeing as we're still in the car, it's first going to be just a look at the walls, looking for cameras, barbed wire, those kind of things.
Yeah, general security
Yeah.
stuff, like larceny kind of role.
Yeah, yeah, I can see totally larceny. Also, maybe stealth. Both of them would be okay. Plus wits for both of you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna examine I'm gonna appraise the building here with my architecture, see if I can figure something out.
Perfect. Yeah,
Do 10s explode?
they do explode indeed. Yes, you may re-roll any 10s and get additional dice. And I already saw that Christina got 2 successes.
Yep.
And
Brilliant.
I got 3 successes.
I'm just waiting for Camilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna do intelligence and architecture.
Sure. Yes, of course. You take a little bit more time and just understand anything.
And I got 1 success.
Okay, great. Let's start with the lowest success rate. This place was built for luxury, enjoyment, and representation purposes. Everything here screams, look at me. I am wealthy. I am great. I'm a wonderful person defined by the things I possess. So there's less value given to defensive structures, as far as you know. You would have never designed something like this if it wasn't meant as a sacred building. And even your sacred buildings are very well protected, usually. 2 successes. There are a few security cameras. Most of them are directed at the front gate to get a good view of whoever is coming here. It would be very hard to approach without being noticed, but you're sure there are blind spots that you could use.
Yeah.
Nikolai, the guy, the head of security wasn't a full idiot. He hid a few further security details. There are 1 or 2 trip wires close to the hedge, not on the pristine lawn. This must be untouched. And then you see an out-of-date automated gun. Deactivated from what you can garner.
Even if it seems to be deactivated, Nikolai is going to assume it can be triggered. He'll relay all the information to the others to make sure that everyone is aware of what is there. We have 2 ways of entering. We can either approach the front door and seeing as Mr. Gorge knows Christina, maybe get an invitation inside. I might be able to make my way in through the blind spots of the security system while the 3 of you do that. And then hopefully be able to open up the gate. But none of this is a guaranteed success.
Camilla is going to let him try it, and if it doesn't work, she's just going to cut the power using her utterance, her tier 2 utterance.
Sorry, I lost track for a second. I was looking stuff up. What are the actions or questions? I'm sorry.
By the looks of it, what the plan is Nikolai is going to try and make his way in through stealth, while Christina, Camilla, and Sorotep will make their presence known at the entrance.
Oh.
In a way, so distracting the guards and seeing if Frederick would allow Christina in, because due to the fact that Christina has already kind of interacted with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Let's start with our 2 inconspicuous masked persons of ancient times and our social wonder. The heavy armored SUV is looming in the background, probably, as you approach the gate.
All right.
Just kind of shuffles up.
Yeah, listen, you great ones. I'll do the talking a little bit, and well, we'll see what happens here. So I guess we go up to the gate, and there's probably one of those little like call boxes or something, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of security
Yeah.
like that.
Definitely. It doesn't take a long time until a tiny light appears and the camera adjusts on your face. What's your purpose?
I'm Christina, and Frederick's expecting us. I think you know why.
You're sure? Why should he expect you?
Why don't you go talk to him?
You're sending a lot of self-esteem towards this person, but I would like for you to persuade this person. Persuasion.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Plus presence or manipulation. I think presence right now, since you're.
Yep. Yeah, I don't really have any utterances or anything like that, which will assist me, but that's okay. We got a solid 3 successes.
This sounds amazing. Give me a sec. He says, and the light disappears. And then the light comes back, and there's just a, you are indeed expected. And the gate opens. Just so easily.
Yeah. Jeez. Christina turns to the mummies. Listen, security guards, hired help. It's tough to get you good help these days. Let's go. I mean, please, after you, great ones.
Walks forward, kind of not sure what should be doing. Looking around.
Camilla just walks confidently forward towards the building because there's no reason why she should be hanging her head or looking uncertain.
Yes, totally. So the 2 watchmen who have eye contact to you are focusing on you. So with a very well scouted area and of formidable distraction, Nikolai can sneakily enter the premise with a dexterity plus stealth roll, but you get 4 extra dice.
Okay, this is going to be nasty. I already rolled 5 10s.
Oh my.
Well,
He's so stealthy, he's invisible. And in fact, he's so invisible, he has actually just left the game. We don't know
he
where his
just
player
phased
went.
out.
Yeah, his player disappeared. He's that stealthy.
Yes.
8 successes in total.
8 successes. Well, okay. Nobody notices you. That is for sure. Okay, great. One of the benefits, I think, which is fitting, is you can, whenever you want to, just interject and say, I am now in this scene and in this location. Because you snuck into this place. That's instant.
So what basically Nikolai is going to do, because he knows roughly where the 3 guards are, he'll make his way towards each of them and he'll just take them out.
You know what? 8 successes. Sure, why not? Just do this. How does your musician soul attune to the situation?
Seeing as what the fact that they kidnapped Lillian, he'll actually, some of them, actually the 3 guards, he'll use telekinesis on them, and seeing as that is sound, he'll blow up their eardrums and then just cut their vocal cords and let them bleed out.
And so the symphony begins. 3 bodies, enough to fill 3 bowls. And you don't know what they've done to Lillian so far. This might be mercy in the eyes of the judges to this point. Nobody notices as these 3 lives silently, at least for the outside world, not for the music in their ears, pass away. Front door. You come close to the door. It is opened for you. Short but very muscular built woman in a cheap suit is waiting there for you. She is waiting patiently. You feel her eyes scanning you up and down for a second, but that's close to all interaction she is offering to you. Silently, she stretches out an arm, pointing through the refined furnitured entrance room to a staircase leading up to the first floor. It is eerily silent in the house.
Okay, well, Christina will keep that silence going and just walk up the stairs.
Follow.
Yeah, we'll go up the stairs.
So I guess Christina was here before, right? So was it this quiet and creepy last time?
No, it wasn't. You had infiltrated a party that was going on in this place.
Okay.
You know that there is a ballroom-like centerpiece in the middle of this building where these stairs will lead you to. There is room for a small stage, for a buffet. There's enough space for little social dancing and stuff like this, and very candidly lit. As you enter it now, it is more like a exposition, like an expo of the life of the incredible Frederick Gorge, CEO of Green Grain, a ecological and responsible company that is working in the field of agriculture, exploring new ways to grow food and bring bounty harvest to the world's population. You have several brightly lit information screens about the life of this man, shaking a lot of hands, being in a lot of different countries and places, moving money, moving food, doing all the good deeds in the name of Pentox, a bigger company of which Green Grain seems to be a subsidiary.
I trust these people implicitly.
Oh boy. Okay. So this thing developed since Irem called capitalism. Okay, and it's a really complex thing. I'll give you guys a rundown later.
All right.
So, excuse me. So Camilla is going to run her hand along the wall as they go up the stairs and try to attune to the structure, again using her utterance at tier 1. So in the event that she needs to, she can go up to tier 3 if she needs to start ripping things apart.
Once again, your spirit expands through the building, and there are not many people here. In fact, there are fewer people here than before because 3 of them are now dead. There's actually only, aside of the one guard at the front door, only one human person in this place. They are not far away from you. But there's something else with you in this building. And before I tell you more, I would like for you to roll intelligence plus occult.
Okay. All right, so I have 4 successes.
Wonderful. You notice that it is leaking Sakam. as if it was a defunct construct that can't hold to life. You can sense that it is made from fragments of used Sakam, puzzled together by ritual and will. It is a thing I learned the name of. It is an Amkata, a thing that can be summoned by truly heretical people. And since you got 4 successes, you remember this one. You have faced it before, in another descent, in another time. You have been there. You have fought it. It was a terrible battle. You wouldn't have survived if it wasn't for your true friend who accompanies you through every journey through Duat and most of them in the real world. And now that you feel it here, your instincts tell you it was also in your tomb. It was there with the robbers.
That's
oh,
that's troubling. To say the least. There is another thing here. It's dangerous, even for those such as us. I've fought it before with help. This will take a lot of effort. But there's one.
There's 2 of you. Surely your great power can overcome one measly creation.
Yes. Should be. When was it fought?
My last descent. Or another's descent. I don't know when. But I almost didn't make it.
Do you wish to remember?
Yes, do it.
Yeah, let's remember. Yeah. Oh, trauma. Let's go for the trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a traumatic memory. Let's dredge it up because it's relevant right now to the plot.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So, there was a time as the great British Empire ruled almost the world. It was a time when the great British Empire decided it was its right to move people from one place to another where they could serve in a more helpful way. Of course, these people weren't paid or treated like people. They were treated like, of course, as an upstanding citizen of old Iram, you wouldn't call them slaves. You would call them workers designated to that castes. Your way had brought you to a god-forgotten place in East Africa, into a British colony. And it was there that you faced this creature. It had been summoned by a heretic cult to wreak havoc amongst the colonial forces. It killed a lot of people. It killed a lot of innocents, for it does not know any difference. You were summoned by your judge to end it and the people responsible. I think it was one of the times that you actually had to rely on reincarnating in one of your cultists' bodies. Camilla, your Sahu was destroyed. It was utterly diminished in a breath made of thunderstorms. And your shell just evaporated. Your spirit remained, and you had a servant with you, brave and obedient. You invested your power into them, and now they were to serve their final purpose, to become your new body. Too late. You recognized that they had been in a collapsed building. What did you do to free yourself back then?
I lashed out with my power to wrap myself in stone to break through the falling rubble.
Christina, you were caught in the rubble of the building in this East African place.
Yes, well, I do remember this. I had been enslaved back then, taken by some of those Englishmen at that time. I think, as I recall, they were all killed, but then I saw her. I saw Camilla in all of her radiance, glory, and desiccated horror. And she was just majestic before me.
How did you reach out to her?
Did I reach out to her, or did she reach out to me?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I was trapped in the rubble. Maybe I had a hand out, raised, clawing for something. Camilla, did you reach out for it?
Yeah, I
Where you
reached out.
where you had slaughtered these enslavers and these murderers, did you reach out to save this victim?
Yes, you're innocent, so reached out with.
Yeah. And that is why I serve you. Because I remember that majesty. In spite of the grotesqueness of your form.
hating. It's hating was what it is. But yeah. But yeah, she'll Camilla reached out with her power to try pulling Christine to safety to her. So that they could both survive this.
They did. Because in the meantime, Camilla's companion, Shorotep, discovered a weakness in their enemy. What was your enemy's weakness?
Let's see. Yeah, the same thing that destroys everything. And I was gonna say the heart, but okay. That works too. The fire. As much as it destroys, as much as it is terrible to us, it is equally as terrible to it.
So fire it is. Dear Camilla, please roll your remaining Sechem for your descent roll.
It's 8 now.
It is 8 now.
It's like this is it's like, can I fail this roll? I have I have 3 successes.
Wonderful. But do you know, I believe you share this information with your companion. And I think this gives a chain reaction.
Yep.
It's all coming back.
Always
no.
happens like this. Why do we have to talk to each other
Out
so
of
much?
socket. Yeah.
That is a scary amount of 4s. Actually failed.
Great. Sure.
It is all 4s and a 7. Statistically speaking, that roll is terribly hard to get, but yeah.
Well, so both of you regain a point of memory, but only Camilla earns it truly. So please, Camilla, lose also a point of Sechem.
Okay. Man.
Tom,
Yes.
while this is all is going on, I believe there was also a servant or secretary running around through the house.
She is on the front door. Haven't moved since.
If Nikolai can have his way, he'll move her to some secluded area and we'll try to have a chat with her.
Sure. How do you approach the getting her away from the door into a secluded area?
Seeing as he kind of is already fully stealth, he'll basically try to get behind her, put a knife on her throat, hands over her mouth, and just whisper in her ears to not make any sounds, sudden movements, and then guide her to either a closet or a bathroom or whatever, or a office or anything like that.
Charming presence plus intimidation. You get a +2 for your knife.
Two successes.
How many?
Two. Sorry.
2. Okay. Well, knowing that most actions would lead to you hurting her, she follows.
He'll actually will put her down in the chair. Just gag her for the time being. Before asking any questions, he'll take her wrist, tie it down, and then cut the vein open. Waiting for her reaction to see basically that she realizes what's going on. Then whisper, do not speak, do not scream. Your life is forfeit as is, but you will tell me what I need to know.
I think she's not okay with this.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she's not okay with that.
I am pretty sure that she is going to. I think you might be already talking to her as you start tying her up.
Mhm.
And so we have a portion of the speech you just gave in the scene. And then she is going to counteract you and attack. For now, well, yeah, you have a knife. She's going for the knife. So please tell me, what is your defense?
My defense is 5.
Sure. Next time. Well, this is going actually well for me. She spent a point of willpower to have at least dice to roll and got a 10 and a 9 on it. So you're trying to tie her to the chair. Which what did you do with your knife?
He basically put it back for the time being because he needed both hands to tie her down. So he slid it back in the sheets that are hidden behind his back.
Yeah. So with the one free hand she has at this moment, she grabs you at your collar, drawing you closer whilst kicking with both feet against the leg you're standing upon. You struggle to keep your balance. You stay, or you get back into balance a blink of an eye later, but that's when she already took the knife from your back. Now she is one hand tied to the chair, and you are in front, kind of leaning over her without the knife. What's going to happen next?
It's actually going to be telekinesis now, and he'll focus it on the wrist that she's using to hold the knife, and he'll target the bone's flesh structure to crush it.
I think there's a roll attached to the skill, right?
Yeah. Let me see. It's telekinesis plus occult, and it's going to be penalized by opponent's stamina.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if I need to take off dice from my roll, or
is it a versus or minus?
no? It says penalized by the opponent's
Okay, then
stamina.
you subtract 3 dice because she has a stamina of 3.
And I'll use actually a willpower for a overpowering maneuver. I think this might be it as well.
Probably. Are you going for 3 additional dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so use this.
Do double tens keep exploding or?
They keep exploding. They are always exploding.
In that case, 6 successes.
Okay. Tell me what happens.
He basically, the moment she gets the knife, he'll doesn't even look at her. He basically turns his attention to her wrist, where she is holding the knife, and menacingly swing it at him. And he'll basically just whisper, "Drop it," and he'll put the force of his voice behind it, and targeting the bones to crush everything that's there.
One could argue that this is torture.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you justify this?
The fact that Lillian is missing, it's his touchstone, and at the moment he is very, very cruel. He is not in the mood.
I see. There is righteous fury speaking through your actions. The guilty must be punished. Tell me, do you sometimes envy your masters because they can hear the screaming demands of murder by the god you all are serving?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what he wants to attain that godhood as well.
And they took the person you are planning to share this with. And they are taking the means you need for your rise to godhood. The screams are muffled. They are just a whimper of a bystander on your path to apotheosis. Nobody hears this except for you. We will return to you in a second as we have a look upstairs. You're back from your trip to Memory Lane. What's your course of action?
Well,
Yeah, that's kind of up to Camilla. Are you okay? You kind of dissociated for a minute there.
to what? It's just the memory came so strongly. I could feel the moment my soul was ripped apart. Just so much all at once, and here we are again to face this thing.
Yes, I'm glad you're recentered in time. Have you realized anything about what we might face here?
It's like a spirit of a storm. It's lightning
Huh.
and rage.
I'll support you. I'll support you however I can, but I'm no warrior. I mostly just do the taxes for the cult. I'm sure that you and Shoratep could face this with your expansive wisdom, if not memories.
Shrohotep had discovered a way to kill it before. Its weakness is fire.
Fire.
Yes, of course. Lightning destroyed by fire. It's you two are so wise.
It makes no sense. Why is fire a weakness?
There must be something in Iremic lore that we could figure out that will explain this, but we don't have time for that.
How we defeated it before. So,
And you
so
say
we must do again.
you say it's somewhere here
Yes,
in this
It
very
was-
mansion.
yes, it was in the tomb as well with the attackers.
But it chose not to face you. Strange.
Or
It was
Or it-
summoned.
It knew you would come looking for it.
a trap. Yes.
And
that
we
makes
walked
sense.
right into it, just like Nikolai said we would. Where is that fellow? We need him. He's the only sensible. Well, you two are very sensible. He's more sensible than me. Okay. So, what do you think we should do? Should we search this place? Camilla, with your infinite power, do you know how to locate it? Can you pinpoint it somewhere in here?
I can try to of attuned to this place. I can try to carve it out from its walls.
That is actually a very good set of questions. If this thing is something that has defeated us before, I would rather not fight it head on. If possible, could we subvert it?
Possibly, we could try to lure it out.
Not quite what I meant. Your ability to manipulate structures is astonishing. Perhaps put it in a hole. The easiest way to explain it.
Well, if it's mist and
You put a lid on top.
Mhm.
Great ones. I know you want to destroy this abomination that has so wronged you in the past, but we just need to get back the artifacts and figure out what happened to Lillian. Perhaps we could try to deal with this beast if you believe it could be dealt with.
Given that it was nearly defeated by us, that it defeated us before, I'm not inclined to fight it head on.
Yes, this could be a time for humility. We must retrieve the artifacts, and perhaps we could face it another time when we are more prepared.
Indeed.
I do not mean to question your power, but again, I'm not good at fighting things.
no, we should stay to task. It's meant to distract and intimidate, so fleeing from it would only
Embolden it?
embolden it, or it will continue. It killed so many innocents before. We don't want it to do so again.
You are so wise, Camilla. You are so wise. If that is the course you must take, then I shall support you.
Agreed. We try to avoid it for now. If necessary, take control of the structure, put it in a hole, put a lid on the hole. We'll find the artifacts, and what was her name
Yes.
again?
Lillian,
Lillian, indeed.
Lillian.
Indeed. That is quite wise, Shorotep. Turning this place into an urn, a burial urn for this creature. We'll bury it deep.
It's the best option.
wind in a jar. So we can, well, we're still on the stairs. So we need to continue going up.
Wait, have we just been having this entire conversation on the stairs?
Of course. Where else do you talk? Where else do you have a conversation?
We've been on the stairs.
Hmm.
We all kind of disassociated. We were sharing in the moment
Well,
of traumatic memory.
you already had a glance at the information boards and screens and the exhibition about this wonderful person, Frederick Gorge.
Yeah, seems great. Okay, let's go into that room that we're supposed to go to. Okay.
Indeed.
Well, the good thing is, if we go into a room, we just need to seal it to make it into a box.
Indeed.
You enter the room. Oh my god. Is their return? Okay. Well, as described before, it is an exhibition of the person that is Frederick Gorge and all the good that he brings to the world, finding, cultivating new areas to do agriculture, to lead to a new and sustainable way of living our lives. Only paying everybody involved the right amount of money, taking care of the little people, and by no means ever partakes in land grabbing or stuff like this.
Of course.
Well, the main lights are off. But the information boards are lit. Some international prizes which are on display, trophies, are also lit. So we have a lot of indirect lighting at this place and a lot of shadows. And you feel the presence of two other beings in this space. One is creeping in the shadows on the ceiling above of you. And the other is somewhere between all these lying papers and screens and facades. There's some human being in between there. And Shorotep's scarab is buzzing around you.
That's unsettling. Just gonna hold out my hand for the scarab to land on.
It lands.
We might be in combat here. We might have to fight here shortly.
Okay, I mean, I guess we're not really doing anything. We're just getting the scarab,
like-
and we'll just see what happens here.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I'm not sure what else. It's like, do you want to seal the room? There's like another human. We can go talk to him.
yeah.
Or talk to them, see what's going on.
Yes, that would be wise.
Dazzled by all the screens. Oh my god, what is all this? I can't read this language.
It's clear. It's clearly magic.
Narcissism, very much narcissism.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So you just want me to go up to this guy and start schmoozing?
Yes,
This
sure.
is all out of character. Okay.
Are you okay?
Christina walks up.
Stoic, smoosh away.
Yeah, very Christina walks up very cautiously. Yeah, we're gonna do cautious here because she's probably a little scared. And introduces herself. Hello, I am. Well, you can call me Christina. And I know that you are expecting both me and my associates here. I think you realize that something has been stolen from their domain, and we seek answers and repayment.
They gagged.
Yes.
Fuck. All right. I
Oh,
guess
this is not a trap at all.
Christina will walk around and see what's going on here.
In front of you, there is the man himself, Frederick Gorge, CEO of Green Grains, gagged, tied down, fear in his eyes. And we go back to one level below you to the nice conversation that Nikolai is having.
Questions are actually going to be very short and to the point. He wants to know where Lillian is. And he'll give a very, very vivid description of how she looks like.
They brought her in. I, 2 hours ago, I don't know where they all gone. They went upstairs, and I haven't seen any of them.
Any special rooms?
Mr. Gorge forbade us to enter the top floor a while ago.
And you, as a very, very loyal servant, absolutely didn't listen to that, did you?
I'm paid to not ask any questions.
Then your usefulness has been fulfilled. He'll gag her definitely at that point. Slit both wrists, and he'll make his way upstairs. He'll laterally bleed out.
This
I,
thing
li-
I
I like the get. I like the go to get. I like the spirit. It's a real go getter.
go-getter spirit.
Yep.
Wasting all
That's-
that blood. If only we had a bowl to catch all that blood in.
I know.
Might be late for content warning. Okay, good. Just saying, if any of you need a second to step away, it's okay. It's all right. I'm looking at my players right now. Everything all right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
Just like,
great.
whoa.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
read.
this is the most serious game I've played this weekend. So
Okay, great. So, fasten your seatbelts. Nikolai enters the arena as Christina meets Mr. Gorge as our two Deathless and Christina meet Mr. Gorge. So He's gagged and tied up.
I take the gag off. You better start talking right now.
I have no idea what's happening here right now. Are you with the police? Please tell me you're with the police.
No. Who tied you up?
She calls herself Mood. I thought she was a benefactor, an investor into our company, and she was we had some understandings and arrangement, and suddenly everything goes to hell.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah. Something capitalism. Okay. Where's
Good type of
Mood
thing.
or whatever?
I don't know. She first half of my security personnel just walks off, just leaves. Later, 4 of them return. Clearly, they've seen some shit happening, and they are in the company of, I don't know, gold shit or stuff, and this person. And they just said, well, thank you. It's part for you to speak your last line, and then they gagged me up and sat me down here.
Okay. So I put the gag back on him. Okay.
So
I don't think
what's this thing on what is this thing on the ceiling that we've been pointedly trying to ignore and hoping it's gonna not attack us?
Oh, that's just the nightmare we are talking and remembering about earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's the ambiance, it's the hostility of the of the memory in the thing. It's not like an actual thing that's gonna come down and like trip.
It might become the actual thing, but it's just waiting, biding its time, being ready.
Being a coward.
Yes. So, I think at this point, Nikolai re-enters the scene.
Yeah.
And the gag is back on Mr. Gorge, and Christina has some points to make.
I don't think it's very useful. Maybe we can hose him for some money later. But more importantly, there's something here. You just heard about it. Something weird. It's probably the thing that you were worried about. You're remembering, Kamala. And I think it's time to deal with this. Maybe starting with that weird thing on the ceiling that we were all just looking at. Great ones. Oh, great ones. In your wisdom, if not memories, do you know what we can do about this nightmare on the ceiling?
I have an idea. So I would like to invoke my tier 3 utterance and make a jar around this thing. We're gonna make a jar, and I'm gonna need someone to make some fire inside of it, like with a gun or something. Just a spark. Just set it on fire. Maybe
Nikolai.
thunder mist is flammable.
Maybe. Hey, Nikolai, you got your lighter?
Of course.
Yeah, so here we go. Shows up in the nick of time as always.
You have so much flammable material around you right now.
Indeed.
Lots of paper and stuff.
And it's
Let's-
totally in our lane to like punish narcissists, and this is totally like narcissistic.
This is your thing. And if this person was at any point guilty of exploiting others to his own enrichment, it is your holy creed to bring punishment to him.
All right, so we have some magic stuff to do.
We have some magic stuff to do.
We have
What
some
is ev-
magic. We have to warp space.
Yes, what is everybody contributing to this?
I don't
In-
have anything that can produce fire.
I mean, for Nikolai, it's basically grabbing the lighter, a few papers, possibly some paintings, whatever, just to put it into the jar and have a little bonfire.
Okay.
He'll actually grab one of his cigarettes as well, just waiting for it to be fully on fire and then light the cigarette.
Yeah. And Christina doesn't have anything to physically contribute, but Camila could, I think, use one of my pillars. I think that might help. Yeah, you can spend the pillars of when you're cultists, right? So
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
free, use me, and maybe don't abuse me, but
Well, like, because if I have a Ba rating of 4 or above, I can further alter the aspects of reality within the area, such as forcing gravity to pull in whatever direction I please. So it's gonna tank all my Ba. But if you have some and I can use it, then we can make this jar and then create a vacuum to pull the flame and not extinguish it into said jar and close it.
Yep. Yes, you can use. I have 1 dot of Ba. That is my spirit. You're using my personality and essentially soul, or part of the soul, to help expand this vessel.
This sounds great. You don't have to spend all the pillars. You just have to spend a pillar according to the requisites. It's just you need a bar of 4 to use this additional effect. So you still are very powerful, but this kind sacrifice of Christina will keep you longer in the game. So please, do you need to roll anything for this?
Let's see. It just I have I can make a number of alterations equal to the Ba plus second for each unleashing. It doesn't seem like we are.
If there is no roll,
Let's see. it's-
just
Yeah, because it's just if attuned to the structure through the first tier, the mummy may link to 2 openings within it together for the duration of the scene with each unleashing. So one door leads to another. So that's some
just
chaos.
go ham on the scenery.
Yeah.
Just describe what's happening as you tear down this parts of this building to become an urn, a burning urn, that is.
So she lets out a breath as she shapes the makes shapes with her hands in the air to pull this urn together from the walls around her, more like a conductor, try and pull everything together, and then taking another deep breath and pulling in to make the urn have that pull, that vacuum inside of it to try to pull in this entity and whatever flames we happen to make here into this jar.
And as you do, you encounter the will of the creature. And this means that we have a clash of wills. You already told us that Ba is a relevant pillar for this task. So please take dice according to your Ba rating and dice according to your current Sekhem roll them and roll as many successes as you can.
Believe in you. Remember, willpower adds +3 dice.
Oh yeah, we'll use willpower. I think we need all the dice we can get here.
Yeah, go for it. I don't know if this
Statistic math dice. You know.
if this is viable in this contest, but we will just go with it. Spend a point of willpower.
Yeah.
Is there any way that Nikolai can assist as well? Or is this just literally going to be Camilla that needs to do everything?
Right now, because she's doing the magic, it's her will.
Okay.
Okay, so. All right, so I have 2 8s, a 9, and a 10. We'll roll the 10 again. And that is just that. So, yep, 2 8s, a 9, and a 10.
Well,
Boo.
this is one success more than I rolled.
Okay. It's like,
So, well, this was a complete building before. Now it's starting to warp. First, tables, information stands lift up from the ground. Then the supporting pillars of the very large room start bending in. Windows just unlock themselves from the wall, soon be followed by their frames, soon be followed by brick and mortar, and just giant holes appear in the ceiling, in the floor, in the walls. Part of the staircase comes loose and everything just clumps together. And you see that there is a force within this urn that is pulling with all of Camilla's might at the thing in the shadows above you, and then crushing it down into the urn. A fire is lit, and then a lid put on top of the urn that's now resting in the middle of the room.
Can we somehow seal this so that whatever the fuck is inside isn't going to get out?
You're pretty sure that Camilla is very good at sealing it, but does Shorotep has another idea?
I was going to say, I trust Camilla's work here.
Yeah. Okay, great. So it is contained.
Seeing as this is all done, I'm gonna quickly find Lillian if that's okay with everyone here. She should be somewhere around here.
and the artifacts are missing too.
Yep. You might want to ask Mr. Tied Up there if he knows where they were taken.
Doesn't really know anything.
He might have an inclination, and else we'll just tear the place down.
All right, well, I'll take the gag off. All right, listen. Where do you have a vault or something where some artifacts might be stored?
He just shakes his head, trying to comprehend what just happened in front of him.
Hey, pay attention.
I think on the top floor.
All right, thanks. Put the gag back on.
Cool.
All right.
That's also where Lillian is apparently.
All right, great. Well, I guess Nikolai, if you want to go get her and the relics, the great ones here can figure out how to destroy this beast, right? I assume. Is that the beast?
It is probably the beast, yes.
Okay. I don't know these things. I am but a humble servant. Humble servant. think we got a plan.
We have
Yeah.
the thing in
But-
the jar. We can make it a smaller jar.
I mean, if we don't know how to destroy it with fire right now, we could always bury it.
Eternal fire.
Eternal fire.
Volcano?
Or wait. That's something that Shoretep probably knows. Amkata are leaking Sekhem. They are unstable. It will take a week or two, and then it will dissolve because it wasn't able to find any more food.
Oh, so we just leave it in the jar for a week and then
It
it's just
dies
gone?
of its own accord, yes.
All you need is a mummy close to being awakened and using the highest power available to them. Yeah, it's just a walk in the park.
Yeah. It'll die of its own accord, given time.
Okay. Well, that's great. Sure,
Well,
Tep, your wisdom is beyond repose. All hail. All hail. Great. Now we can go find the artifacts and Lillian, and then we can be on our way. But my dear Deathless, I'm getting a little bit old in this body. Would you approve if I might switch to another body? One that might be right over there, gagged?
By all means.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you all
It'll do.
figure out Lillian and the other stuff. I have something that needs to be done if you'll just leave me here in privacy.
Okay. We'll go upstairs. Take care of Lily.
Do you want me to stay here? Untie you once you're done?
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be a problem. Just come back for me, please. I'll let you three finish off the rest of the session.
It's one of those things. I'm glancing over at the urn. I'm not sure I want to leave this room with you in it, given that you're important. So I'll stay here. This is their touchstone anyways. They'll be more emotionally important for them to
Oh, okay.
head
Cool.
up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's use that.
Wonderful. Splitting the party in the last 17 minutes. Okay, we can handle this.
Yeah.
It'll be
You
fine.
can do it, Tom.
Yeah, we can do it.
You can do it.
Okay, so time jump. Like 2 minutes later, you are on the top floor. There are doors. Boring doors. One of them leads into the bedroom. Well, you have seen into the bedroom from the outside, but as you open this door, the room inside doesn't resemble what you see in any way. Watching it makes Camilla physical unwell. There are people who would try to describe it as non-Euclidean architecture. Nothing makes sense in any way. The room is shaped like an upside-down pyramid. There are support beams where there shouldn't be any, leading from nowhere to nowhere. There are walls connected to nothing. There are sigils and intricate weavings of geometrical forms which are broken at all angles. It's hurting an architect's mind.
Oh no. It's modern art.
Oh my god. Your one weakness.
Oh no.
This era
an
is so
affront.
terrible.
Oh no.
It's an affront to her sense of style.
Yes, no, it's much worse. It is a place which is made to break order, to just take and shatter order in any way, to break all laws that do exist. And just as the warning, your friend and judge just screams again in your heads, "Bring them back!" As you enter.
You
And you
okay?
see, Camilla, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Just hot. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just voices yelling in your head. It's like, oh my god. Ah.
You enter.
let's- yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we can enter.
Do you want me
Or
to?
let other people go in front of me to enter because this is like breaking the mummy's brain.
Nikolai will step in then.
You enter the room
Mhm.
and have the night sky above you. It's actually beautiful. Without any light pollution, just stars and stars and stars. And in the middle of them is a void. At the window, the only small window in this paradox room, two figures stand. One of them, old, haggard, looking sick. The other, young, full of life. In front of them, on a table, lay the three relics. Come in.
Is the left figure, is that Lillian?
Yes.
Nicola will glance over his shoulder towards Camilla just to see what she does, but then just beeline straight for Lillian and the haggard figure. Not even caring about his own security or whatsoever at this point.
Do not be hasty. The haggard person says, and after the words, the breath grows stronger and stronger, and sand starts emanating from this throat, and you're facing a sandstorm. Soon you can feel the particles digging into your skin, getting into your eyes, your nose, your mouth. They start to take away the ability to breathe. Please make a roll of strength plus stamina.
I am definitely going to spend a willpower.
Yeah, it seems like it's time in the last stretch here.
Yeah. All willpower. Just
All right, I have 2 9s.
You may actually add your second.
Second
Both
shot?
of you. Yes.
Okay, that was much better. Let's see. So an 8 and 2 10s. And 1 9.
So, how many successes?
6 for me.
6. And Camilla?
Let's count. So 7. 7.
So, okay. Well, it stops you, but you can power through it. You reach enough successes to not take any damage.
So we can make it towards where Lillian and Haggard figured are, right?
Close. If you try to do another hasty thing, the
It's not
mood
going to be.
will act again.
It's not going to be hasty, but seeing as the creature reacted to hasty actions, Nikolai is going to take it slow, but he's definitely going to make towards Lillian. Kind of hoping that Camilla picks up on what he's going to try to do, to stand next to them. And then, if possible, move Lillian to Camilla so that Camilla can make it out. And then we'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah. The Haggard figure says, wait. Let us talk first. Move further, and you will leave me without any options.
Let's speak then.
Good. I need to talk to both of you, Camilla.
Both of me?
Yes. Your companion.
Draw it up.
All right. Let's talk.
Yes. Let's talk. What's happening with the body thieves?
So basically to steal the body, I need to cut them, cut me, and then as part of this ritual, kind of just blend us together. It's going to take some time, unfortunately, but I mean, I know he's trying to resist. He doesn't know what's happening once it gets cut. He's trying to resist. But I think it'll just take a little bit of time for me to transfer my consciousness into Frederick's body.
Yes. What are you most excited about?
Money, a giant corporation to launder money through. The cult is just gonna grow, expand, and it's gonna blow up after this. And I'm gonna be so richly rewarded by the Deathless. Maybe they'll make me one of them someday. Because it seems like they've got such a great gig going on.
Exactly.
They do so much, Shorotep. In your mind, she is gone. I can't see her anymore. Bring her back.
Yep, got it, boss. Okay. God damn it. Okay. Judge says I gotta go. Peter, I throw the scarab in the air and it kind of just hovers around you. He's gonna watch you.
All right, very good.
Peter. Why did I call it Peter? Begin to walk upstairs.
You walk upstairs as a consciousness is being pushed, cornered in a small part of a body, pushed even further, like a piece of grain in a grinder, becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. The panicking man is screaming in fear. But in the end, he just gets what he deserves. And all his riches will serve somebody else, people who really need it. Shoratep, you enter this unimaginable room.
Yeah. Well, this isn't what I scouted out.
No, it isn't.
I imagine I see my companions at this point. Walk up to him. Boss says you need help. Can't see you.
It's to talk to us.
Who that?
I'd prefer if you wouldn't refer to me as it. Don't you remember?
No.
No.
Soon you will. Don't worry. Nobody must be hurt. We
Immediately
can.
thinks back to the body snatching that's happening downstairs. Nobody must be hurt. Yep.
She picks up the figurine from the table. Shoratep, do you know what this is?
Looks like a statuette.
Do you know who made this?
No.
Do you know to whom it belongs?
Well, I assume it belongs to me and it's one of the things you stole.
This would seem so. Do you want to learn more about this thing?
Sure. Why not?
I must warn you. Learn about this thing is sacrilege.
Okay, you've made me change my mind.
Good. Then leave the artifacts with me. Take the girl and go.
Can't do that.
Why?
Because you stole from us and must be judged.
Don't you see? I'm a tool of judgment, just like you.
Okay. Don't see why that stops us from doing our job.
Well, because I won't let you go with both the treasure and the person.
Why is that?
To show you something. What did you do to get to this place
I walked up the stairs.
Was the way barred from you?
No.
Was there somebody stopping you?
Hmm. Yes, but they're dead now, so
How did they stop you?
I didn't say they succeeded.
How did they try to stop you?
I don't know. We stopped them before they stopped us.
So you don't know if they ever tried to stop you.
I can make educated guesses.
Camilla,
Hmm.
people died. Why?
People died protecting the tomb. And to take Lillian and take these relics from our judge, from us.
Interesting. You
Things of
say.
va- things of vanity.
Vanity, you say? To what end did you gather these things? All the people who serve you, not afraid to kill if only given any excuse to do so.
I saved a life as an unnatural terror ripped apart so many lives in another descent, another time.
And this gives you the right to enter a foreigner's house and murder the people inside.
Blood for blood. It's how it's always been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's how it's been for 6,000 years and probably beyond, because we are truly eternal, because we are deathless. To awake, to arise, to bring murder and havoc and end the lives of whom to dare to oppose the laws out of vanity, narcissism. There are 42 judges, all reigning over another crime for centuries, for millennia. And I want to show you what crime actually happened.
What happened?
Do you want to know whose relic this is? She shows you the figurine she was showing to Shorotep earlier.
Yes, whose is it?
Shatter it.
Well, I'm gonna get jacked up anyway, so let's go back to hell. Why not? Let's break it. Unless she wants to. Well, she also has the relic attunement, but we're at the end, so let let's shatter it. Let's see what this is about. I'm gonna get the unholy life beat out of me anyway. So let's go for it.
Awesome. You instantly regain all your spent pillars. And we are back 6,000 years in the past, in the city of pillars, in a land of sand, pyramids, where the sun reigns supreme. There's a young man carving a figurine of the goddess Mut, goddess of motherhood. It took him so long, but he carried it with him on all his journeys, through all the lands, and finally he returns. On this evening, he meets a woman. She is from another caste. They shall not meet, but still they do. He poured all his heart into this thing, into this relic, into this talisman to protect her whilst he will be away, and that he will always find his way back to her. Shoratep gifted away this figurine to the woman that stands now in front of you. Lose a point of Sekhem. Both of you gain a point of memory. She looks at you now, Shoratep. You gave me this. I took it back after it was robbed from me on the decree of your judge. What is the crime that happened?
I don't like this situation at all. All right. So, you took something from me. The judge wants it back. Yes, it was gifted to you. However, you lost it and ended up in my tomb. Judge wants me to take my things back.
You know what happens, or have you forgotten what happens with the relics you gather?
They get consumed by the judges or some nonsense.
Yes, to feed their hunger. I don't expect you to remember me or the time we shared or the feelings that we had for each other. That's far too much to expect from me, of me. But I want to ask you, who is the rightful owner and what was the crime?
The rightful owner was my judge, as it was offered up to as an offering to my judge. If you wanted to keep it, you shouldn't have lost it. Not remembering people you love is fun. The crime was theft.
I see. Are you of the same opinion, Camilla?
Was taken from you to punish loving outside of your caste.
I'm sorry, I was just distracted by the chat.
It was taken from you to punish you for loving outside of the caste. We were bound to those social orders.
We always will be if we don't decide to end the cycle. You have a simple choice. Stay with me. And I will show you further proof that there is no justice in their judgment, just hunger. Or leave. Take what you want. But I promise you, nothing of this will stay with you. Everything will be consumed. You won't notice this. But these two will. She indicates to the immortals. So, stay and learn, or leave. Know that if you're leaving, you will be my enemy.
And if we stay, we're the judge's enemy. I don't see a good way out of this.
Well, she speaks as if there's a way to slip free, to regain what was lost, some of our autonomy.
There must be.
Oh, no, she just said it. There must be. That means you don't believe. You haven't found it yet.
I haven't found it, but I will. There are others like me.
See, if you really do know me, you know I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not inclined to follow. Camilla?
If it isn't true, or if it is true, then our time will end and it'll start all over again, and we'll be back to not knowing anything.
That is the part I figured out. There's a way to remember this. Inscriptions in your tomb. Tell me, the stars are moving, the constellation will be over soon, and they will be able to hear us again. Speak now.
Let's find the truth.
Oh, I guess I'm outvoted. Let's do it.
She looks at Nikolai.
I'm just here and for the ball. What's going on between the three of you? Not my problem. This is above my pay grade.
Whatever this is, it's heresy.
Yeah,
Would-
could you be a guy? Could you be a bud and not tell the judge?
What do I get in return?
Well, we will need to find solutions to certain problems. We need to find ways out. I think you can profit from this.
Think of all the mummies that will be in your debt. And who knows? Maybe once we break the cycle, looks over at her, then it won't be so bad to join our ranks.
As said, let me have Lillian and the bull. And the three of you can repay the favor later on for my silence.
Looks over at her. Sounds like a deal to me.
Good.
And Nikolai
Yep.
will literally take Camilla in his arms, grab the bull, and beeline it out of there.
Lillian? Taking Lillian? You're not taking Camilla?
Nope. He literally mentioned Lillian.
Yeah, he can respond.
Okay, so I think the last thing that's happening is that a now very rich and influential Christina comes in front of her masters.
Hey, this is Christina in here now. You can call me Frederick though. It's gonna take a little while to get used to, but I see you've got some relics back. One of them shattered though. What happens? Everything okay? You need me to do something?
Everything is good.
You seem
Everything
really
is
like distant right now. And
Yeah.
that's saying something because you did just wake up from a century of death.
There's a lot to figure out.
Great. Well, I'm always on your side, Camilla, and we'll figure it out together.
And I thank you so much for staying with me. But it's going against all the rules and having overtime of 18 minutes, 19 minutes by the second.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
But here we are, doing heresy on Dogtail's Twitch channel.
Heresy.
Oh yeah.
So thank you very much, all four of you.
Yes, thank you.
Let's have a short go around, have a short who we are, where to find us, and then we will be out of here. So, Michael, please start.
Absolutely. So, hey, I'm Mike Andriuk, as we mentioned at the start of the show, and I do a podcast, Dark Days Radio. It's really sweet. Been going on for 13 years, talking about tons of World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, and other horror role-playing games. So check it out at Darker Days Radio and darker-days.org.
Thank you very much. Next in line is The Will.
Hello, I'm the Will. I don't exist. That includes online. But if you want to see people who forced me to exist against my will, see me at Twitter at _Rolling Nomads, or Twitch on Sundays at the Rolling Nomads Twitch channel. We also have a YouTube, same name.
Thank you very much. Kim.
I am Kim Godwin. I'm a freelance writer for Onyx Path. I did not work on Mummy, but I've worked on They Came From, Trinity, Continuum, Aberrant, Aether. I'm on Aegis. I'm also on The World Below. So lots of fun stuff. I can't say anything, but you can find me at my website, studiohnh.com. I have a horror webcomic at touchingtheabyss.com, or you can find my just straight writing credits at kimberlygodwin.com.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, Edwin.
I kind of feel humbled by the presence that I have at the moment. Edwin Wessels, you can find me at gaming_program. I don't have any credentials such as Kim, Michael, or The Will. I just got invited by Mr. Matthew Dawkins, and thanks for him to throwing me the invite for this. So shout out to him as well.
Thank you. So I am Tobias, or Tomer, your bodiless voice from the void, and I am just a traveling storyteller who does take too long to tell stories and will probably not be allowed back here on, but that's a problem for future Tom. So have a wonderful night. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of Onyx PathCon, and yeah, just all the best to you. Commit a little heresy.